In the 21st century, state governments across America are eliminating women's rights, destroying hard-earned protections they achieved through decades of protests, marches, heartache, and spilled blood. This extreme legislation mandates invasive and unnecessary procedures and forces women to hear agenda-driven advice. Life-saving treatments and medical information can be withheld, and the rights of women to choose birth control and make educated choices that impact their futures are being suppressed and denied. Welcome to Arizona, where in the past 4 years, state legislators have introduced 26 bills that strip women of their freedom to choose and limit their access to basic health care.
I went to medical school in the 50s when abortions were illegal. And the city hospital we staffed, we would have 20 or 30 women a day come in infected,
bleeding, and dying from abortions they had induced themselves.
It's not an exaggeration, and it was true in any major city.
Women did it every day.
Risked their lives to get an abortion without hesitation. I began taking referrals from ministers.
But then I started hearing from women all over the country.
A woman thanked me recently. Someone I had helped.
It was as if I had saved her life. I did save lives. That's why I did it.
It's not just a matter of having a baby or not having a baby. There are a whole array of choices that are taken away
when the right to control your own reproductive system
is taken away.
My baby had been dead 3 or 4 days. She was stillborn, and my body didn't recognize it. The doctor at the pregnancy center felt surgically removing her was offensive because it was too abortion-like.
Only after my husband kicked up a fit was I referred to a wonderful surgeon at UMC.
I was told later I could have bled to death if I hadn't had the procedure. Do our lives and bodies mean nothing to the lawmakers?
I didn't know if I could get pregnant again. Then in 2010, I had to terminate a pregnancy because of medications I was on.
I was given a form demanding a reason for my choice.
I felt like I had been punched in the face.
Punched in the face.
Punched in the face.
I was raped off campus by a stranger who offered to help me after I'd been locked out of a friend's house by mistake. He was a neighbor. The next day,
I called dozens of drugstores. Not all of them carry the morning after pill.
But I finally found one that did. The pharmacist on duty refused to give it to me because of moral objections.
A friend helped me get through to the store manager who said he would fill my prescription if we could get there in 10 minutes.
It was impossible. We were miles away on campus. He said we should try back in the morning. I had been told the more time went by, the less effective the pill would be.
We kept calling drugstores until we found one that had it and would dispense it. I don't know how many we called.
I still don't understand how he could legally refuse. He had a job to do. There's something wrong about another individual being able to make that kind of decision for you.
In late August 2007, I was happily married,
enjoying being at home with my 18-month-old son, and thrilled to be pregnant. Because I was older,
I elected to do a first trimester screen to identify risk.
They knew within minutes.
Still on the table, I crossed my arms over my belly, hugged my baby, and cried. The vulnerability I feel in sharing my story is overwhelming. I'm terrified of your judgment, or worse, your indifference.
I'm pushing past this and I'm sharing because I believe in the power of storytelling.
I am hoping that there might be some other average American women out there, like me, who have their own raw, messy stories to tell.
It was the most difficult decision I've ever made.
Being pro-choice does not mean being pro-abortion.
It is so much more complicated than that.
It is so much more complicated than that.
It is so much more complicated than that.
In recent years, we've witnessed an unprecedented attack on our civil liberties, with reproductive freedom the prime target. It is time to push back and say, enough is enough.